And where is it
Sir,
used?
sir,
Yes,
Azure directory is
Active Directory. I said I didn't say Azure Active Directory. Active Directory.
that is can
Rufi,
you
can you
explain
tell
it?
me what is Active Directory? Rufi. Yes, Rufi.
It is used to store information,
Okay.
It is a database of users.
Database of.
network information of the user.
Okay. Minal, what do you have to say for the Active Directory? Yeah, Minal.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Sir, Active Directory is a database of users,
Hmm.
groups, and security. It
Hmm.
is used to create a domain in or on premise networks.
Hmm. On-premise network means what? What do you mean by
Like the
on-premise?
physical servers, sir, where we have the physical servers and not on cloud, where the client has their own physical servers. That is on premise.
Hmm. Yeah, the corporate network is called as. It's a corporate network basically. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Right. So that is uh, actually Active Directory is a you can say identity and access management solution for on-premise network. Identity and access management. Identity means authentication. Access management means authorization. समझे आप? Hello. Hello. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Can't. Hmm.
Yes,
Identity. Yeah. Identity and access management for on-premise network. So there are two terms. One is authentication and other is authorization. So Rofi, can you tell me what is the difference between authentication and authorization? Rofi,
sir, authorization है.
authentication क्या होता है? Authorization क्या होता है? In simple words, can you tell me what is the thing? Difference between the two, authentication and authorization. That's what I'm looking for.
So authentication is what the user is allowed to do on its computer.
Authorization, अच्छा, and authentication.
That is verifying the user's identity.
Correct. Very good. Right, right. So what is a domain controller, Minal? Minal, what is a domain controller? What is it used for?
Sir, domain controller, it is used for single sign-on.
Hmm?
Domain controller is a system administrator
Oh, domain controller is not system administrator.
Sorry,
What is?
domain controller is a system, okay,
Hmm,
and it is used for single sign-on.
hmm. Not very satisfactory answer. Ryan, what is the job of domain controller?
Sir, it is used to authenticate and provide necessary data to the system.
Uh, Sir, also I can say that the domain controller has all the information of all the users. So any user can log into any system and they will be able to log in into the system because the information is stored in the domain controller.
Hmm. Domain controller is like a see, first of all you should know what is domain. Domain is a family. Okay, when you talk about domain, domain is nothing but a family of computer systems. उसको domain बोलेंगे. All right. And whereas domain controller is something which is a uh, machine or system which controls the domain, and it's recommended to have two domain controllers in a domain. Why do we need two domain controllers in a domain? Why it is
So
recommended
that's,
to have two domain controllers in a domain?
sir, it is recommended to have two or more domain controllers in a domain. So
Hmm.
for fault tolerance and role distribution for efficiency
Fault tolerance and roles distribution. Correct.
distribution.
Very correct. So that's why every company, wherever this domain is set up, they have at least two domain controllers. All right. And yes, domain controller supports single sign-on. What is single sign-on, Rayan? Can you tell me what is single sign-on actually? How does it work?
Sir, a single sign-on, matlab, sir, only one user can access the data at a single time. If any other credentials of the user are provided to it, it will not accept it.
No, not really. Rufi, you tell me
Yes, sir, what you are asking?
what is single sign-on? I asked. I asked what is single sign-on, Rufi.
So it is the master key of multiple doors, the separated key for each another. So you can access multiple services without needing without needing to log in again and again.
Hello, Meenal. Can you tell me what is single sign-on? Sorry, I was talking on mute.
Yes, sir. So, in single sign-on means like in a corporate, there are many computers. So,
Hmm.
single sign-on username and password is given to the user.
Hmm.
Single username and password will be used to identify the user. They can occupy any computer, and since their username and password is stored in the domain, they will be able to use their user ID and password and can use any organization, sorry, can use any computer to log into the login with their user ID and password.
Right.
Domain controller will identify it,
Hmm.
authenticate it, and then they will be able to get the access, like they will be able to start working.
Yeah, single sign-on means the user. We create domain users. The user information is stored on the domain controller, so user can just sit on any system, access anything, just by single whatever the username password is created for him. With that credential, he can log in or access any of the system. So when you have a network, the network has got many resources, many computers, many things are there. So uh, सिंगल साइन ऑन से क्या होता है कि वो एक बार आपने लॉगिन कर दिया डोमेन में, सो इट्स लाइक यू आर लाइक अ फैमिली का बच्चा, उसने आपको आइडेंटिफाई कर दिया तो आपको सारी चीज एक्सेस करने देगा. इट विल अलाउ यू टू एक्सेस एवरीथिंग by same credential. It will not ask you again username password. So it becomes convenient now. Otherwise, what will happen for accessing every damn thing? You require a username password. So you'll get frustrated. So whenever a person joins an organization, so the person automatically what do you say? uh, the credentials are created for the person, and that person then becomes a domain user, and that person can log into the system and he gets access to all the resources in the system just by that login. Clear now? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
आज की डेट में देखो ना, आपका कंप्यूटर का पासवर्ड अलग है, बैंकिंग का पासवर्ड अलग है, मोबाइल का पासवर्ड अलग है, और भी बहुत सारे चीज होंगे अकाउंट्स, उसके सबके पासवर्ड अलग है. सो यू बिकम फ्रस्ट्रेटेड, डोंट यू? सब तरफ इतने सारे पासवर्ड आपको ध्यान में रखने पड़ते हैं. अगर यही हालत अगर आपकी कंपनी में हो गई कि आपको कोई भी चीज एक्सेस करने के लिए हर एक का अलग अलग पासवर्ड देना पड़े, सो इट विल बी सो वेरी इनकन्वीनियंट गेटिंग.
Yes, sir. Sir, one more thing that I have noticed that in single sign-on, for example, if you are logging into your computer, that also automatically lets you log in into the applications.
या तो
Yes.
वो चाहिए ना, नहीं तो एप्लीकेशन का पासवर्ड अलग होगा सबका, हर एक जगह पे आपको प्रॉब्लम आएगी, तो इट बिकम्स वेरी फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग एक्सपीरियंस. ओके.
Yes.
सो सिंगल साइन ऑन से एक्सपीरियंस आपका यूनिफॉर्म हो जाता है. एक बार आपने साइन इन कर लिया तो उससे सारी चीज एक्सेस होगी. सिंगल साइन ऑन से आप ऑथेंटिकेट हो गए. एक बार आप उसने आपको ऑथेंटिकेट कर दिया. ऑथेंटिकेट मींस व्हाट? आइडेंटिफाइंग द यूजर. वंस यू आर ऑथेंटिकेटेड, देन यू कैन एक्सेस एवरी डैम थिंग. ओके, बट ऑथराइजेशन विल बी देयर, कि मतलब आपको यूजर नेम पासवर्ड नहीं पूछेगा फिर से, बट इट विल मेक श्योर कि सारी चीज आप मतलब आपके आइडेंटिटी के हिसाब से आपको एक्सेस दे देगा. ऑथराइजेशन विल बी कंट्रोल्ड अकॉर्डिंग टू योर आइडेंटिटी, but at least you will not be prompted for username password. Getting? Rufi clear? Ryan clear
Yes,
about
sir.
this?
Yes, sir.
Great, very nice. Now, next question. How is Azure Active Directory different than Active Directory? Ryan, can you answer this question? How is Azure Active Directory different than Active Directory?
Azure Active Directory can be the extension for the Active Directory. but it is not the complete replacement of the Azure Active Directory.
It is
Many
what?
companies,
Sorry.
sir, it is not an replacement for the Active Directory, but it can add as an extension for the Active Directory.
Add as an extension.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's not a. Yes, that's one answer. But any better answer, Rufi? Anything refined answer? Rufi, can you give some refined answer? और कुछ उसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं?
Where Azure Active Directory is identify the manager of the cloud.
No.
It manages the identity and access to the cloud-based apps.
ये सब पढ़ के बता रहे ना. सिंपल वर्ड्स में बोल सकते हैं मिनल.
Sir, Azure Active Directory is basically used by a smaller organization. Okay, and yes, and it is it's a entity on its own. It cannot be used as a backup or a extension to the on-premise Active Directory, which is used by the larger corporate companies.
कुछ तो भी कम अगेन अलग ही बोल रहे आप.
Sir, it is used, Azure Active Directory is used only as a Active Directory for some small companies.
Hmm.
Okay, it is not a replacement. Like, you cannot replace it with the on-premise Active Directory. So, for example, some company has moved from on-premise to cloud. So, Azure Active Directory cannot replace their Active Directory, which was on the on-premise.
Yeah, so Azure Active Directory is actually not a replacement of on-premises Active Directory, but Azure Active Directory manages identity and access management for the cloud resources. ये आना चाहिए आपका answer. Your answer should be Azure Active Directory is used to manage the identity and access management on cloud. So that is what you have to understand. Okay. तो क्लाउड पे जो भी रिसोर्सेज होंगे उसमें भी ऑथेंटिकेशन ऑथराइजेशन लगेगा ना. गेटिंग. क्लाउड में यू मेड वर्चुअल मशीन, क्लाउड में कोई एप्लीकेशन है, सो यू नीड फॉर दैट एज वेल यू नीड इट, राइट? सो Azure Active Directory is meant for that, to manage the identity and access management on cloud. That is the purpose of Azure Active Directory. But small companies, they may use Azure Active Directory as the only directory because small and startups, I would say, startup company, small. So what will happen is they will uh, they will take all resources on cloud. तो उनको Azure Active Directory लगेगा सिर्फ. But if you have anything on premises, अगर if you have some network resources on premises, then you need the Active Directory. तब Active Directory की जरूरत पड़ेगी. समझ में आया? हेलो.
Yes, sir.
पक्का 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 क्लियर.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Azure Active Directory is used as an extension of on-premises. So other companies means जिसका already network infrastructure है on-premises में, so they are taking servers and resources on the cloud. So Azure Active Directory becomes a extension of that. Clear? समझा?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Next question. So see what we did last time, we covered a lot of things. So it requires some clarity. तो अच्छा है हम लोग अभी से उसको थोड़ा सा क्लियर रहेंगे तो when we actually start working on cloud, it will be easy. We can cover it faster. हमको अभी ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा because we covered lot of topics. फटाफट हम एक्सरसाइज करेंगे उसमें. तो रूफी नेक्स्ट टाइम बनाना है अपने को, हाँ अकाउंट. रूफी.
यस सर, बनाएगा ना.
वेरी नाइस. तो इसमें डरने की जरूरत नहीं है. इसमें कोई आपका पैसा नहीं जाता है. इट्स अ फ्री अकाउंट. वी गेट $200 का क्रेडिट मिलता है हमको महीने भर के लिए. तो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट इज नॉट चार्जिंग एनीथिंग. तो क्रेडिट कार्ड का मिसयूज नहीं होता है. इट इज जस्ट फॉर द ऑथेंटिकेशन पर्पस. In case you want to further continue, then you can convert it to as pay as you go. वो करना नहीं अपने को. तो एक महीने के बाद वो स्टॉप हो जाएगा. Stop in the sense we will not be able to do all those activities. बाकी कुछ free services फिर भी चलती रहेगी, but you are not charged. But you have a mode called pay as you go. वो अगर enable करेंगे तो फिर वो it will start using your credit card. But वो करेंगे ही नहीं हम लोग तो उसका कुछ नहीं होगा. Okay? Now, but अपना practical सारे हो जाएंगे उसमें. जो practical करना है we can finish the practical.
यस सर.
Okay, and for 1 month. तो इस अच्छा है कि हम थियरी कवर कर रहे हैं तो प्रैक्टिकल्स हम अभी इसमें कर देंगे. वी वांट टू फिनिश एवरीथिंग बाय दिस जून तक में खत्म करना है हमको सब चीजें. ग्रेट. नाउ नेक्स्ट थिंग आई वांट टू आस्क इज what are the levels of securities in Azure? Can anybody tell me levels of security in Azure? What is the first level, second level, third level, fourth level? So go on, anybody? मैंने टाइम दिया था पढ़ने के लिए. I think nobody did that. I gave sufficient time to revise.
Sir, you asking the level of security in Azure Active Directory?
Yes.
So, if I understand it correctly, it is the authentication.
No. First is management group. Under one management group, what is there? Many subscriptions will come. Under subscriptions, yes, what is the next level?
Then resource group.
Resource group. And under resource groups, we have resources. Okay. So we can apply some security at the management group level. So वहाँ पर if we apply there, then it will be applicable to all of them below. Because a company may take a lot of subscription. What is a subscription? Ryan, what is a subscription? To take a subscription in Azure means what exactly we do?
Sir, we get access or we pay to access that data.
Rufi, subscription means what?
Subscription is, sir, we pay to access the data
Meenal?
for a time period.
Sir, subscription means billing entity. That it is the resource usage reports, billing, and payment modes.
Subscription means see, Azure is what? It's a public cloud
Cloud,
and
sir.
you're going to take all resources on rental basis, right? So it'll
Yes.
be, so,
Yes.
so to start a relationship, you have to start with a subscription. You have to subscribe. तो जिससे भी हम लोग नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम सब्सक्राइब करेंगे रूफी का जो कार्ड यूज करके we'll create a free subscription that is called free subscription because it's not chargeable. So for 1 month we get a free subscription. उसके आगे अगर हमको continue करना है तो we have to change the subscription to pay as you go if you want to continue. So first month it is giving free, and then after that it is pay as you go. Getting? Clear
Yes.
now? Okay, so that is subscriptions. So a company may have take number of subscriptions. बहुत सारे subscriptions लेंगे company, right? So why they take many subscriptions? Because they may have many geographical offices, so they will take subscriptions from different places, right? अलग अलग geographical area में subscription लेंगे, तो उससे क्या होगा? तो इतने सारे सब्सक्रिप्शन मैनेज करने का भी प्रॉब्लम आएगा ना. सो दैट्स व्हाई दे all the subscriptions are grouped under one management group. Getting? Understood the concept of management group? Hello?
Sir,
What
once
is it?
again, you said company takes many subscriptions due to many geographical locations, right?
Yeah, so it's a billing entity. Na? So if you are, if it's a multinational company, so they have offices spread across the world, right? So
Yes.
each region they would like to take another a new subscription, okay, so that they can manage the billing and everything. The resources in that region they can manage, but certain things they want to manage it for all. Okay, all the subscriptions जितने भी subscription लिए सबके लिए उनको manage करना है for certain things. So what are they going to do in this case? So in this case they will, that's why we have something called as management group. So all these subscriptions are clubbed under a single management group. Getting? एक सिंगल मैनेजमेंट ग्रुप में क्लब करेंगे सबको.
So these
ठीक है.
management groups, they have subscriptions of all the locations.
नहीं रे, मैनेजमेंट, हाँ मैनेजमेंट ग्रुप के अंदर रहेगा. अगर मैं कोई पॉलिसी मैनेजमेंट ग्रुप पे अप्लाई करता हूँ तो सभी पे अप्लाई हो जाएगी वो. दैट इज होल आइडिया.
At all
इफ आई,
locations.
हाँ हाँ.
Okay. Yes, sir.
या समझ में आ गया अभी. सो इट इज जस्ट मैनेजमेंट technique actually, because we want to set up some security, some policies for all of them. So it's better to set up at the top level. To set up at the top level, then it will propagate to all. So that is the whole idea. So this is one thing, and then under each subscription we have something called a resource group. What is the resource group? Can anybody tell me what is the resource group? ये सब टर्म्स आपके दिमाग में हिट होने चाहिए because ये सब चीज हम करने वाले हैं. So you should be ready with these all these terminologies. So what is the resource group? Rayan, Rayan.
Is a unit in the Azure computer system.
Hmm?
Is used for automation.
No. रूफी क्या होता है रिसोर्स ग्रुप बोलो. रूफी आवाज आ रही क्या रूफी आपको?
It contains all related resources for solution.
गूगल किया क्या?
नहीं सर, वो स्क्रीनशॉट लिया था ना, उस पे से देखा सर.
रूफी, आर यू देयर रूफी?
यस सर, लेकिन आपकी आवाज बहुत स्लो आ रही है.
लो आ रही? सबको लो आ रही क्या? लग रही क्या आवाज मेरी? हाँ मीनल, लो लग रहे.
नो सर, आपकी आवाज
नो
मुझे
सर.
ठीक आ रही है.
हाँ सर.
सही आ रही है ना कि?
जी सर.
यस, सही आ रही है.
हम्म. हाँ मीनल, आप बताइए क्या होता है रिसोर्स ग्रुप? व्हाट इज रिसोर्स ग्रुप?
The resource group is a Azure solution
हम्म.
and it contains the all the related resources of for Azure
करेक्ट.
user.
राइट. So resource group is nothing but Azure solution. It contains all the resources belonging to a particular solution. So when we start working in on Azure, we'll be starting with that only. एक resource group बनाएंगे, उसके अंदर सब we are going to do everything in that. Resource group में सब कुछ चलेगा. ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then and resource group has got all the resources. So ये hierarchy है उसकी. This is the hierarchy. Management group contains lot of subscriptions. Each subscription contains lot of resources. Sorry, resource groups, and each resource group can have number of resources. Clear? Perfect.
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Then there are two types of what do you say roles in Azure. So what are the two types of roles? What do you mean by built-in roles? First of all, let me ask you this question. What do you mean by built-in roles? Yes.
Sir, there are so the built-in roles you asked, right, sir?
Hmm.
Sir, there are certain roles which are already existing in Azure. You don't have to add them separately,
Hmm.
and they are owner, contributor, reader, and user access administrator,
Yes.
also called default Azure roles.
Yes, that's right. So basically, it is a. But what is the role? What do you mean by role? When you talk about role, what is the role?
Responsibility or the access.
No. What is the role, Rufi? Rufi, role means what? Come on, tell me first. एक मिनट ना.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
हाँ बोला ना, रोल मतलब क्या होता है? What is role? लिखो, role is a collection of permissions actually. When you say role, role is nothing but a collection of permissions. Role is nothing but collection of permissions. We have built-in roles which we can assign to users. But there's also one more thing called user and group. What is group? When you say group means what?
Collection of data.
Huh? Collection of?
Collection of data.
No. क्या होता है group? Rufi, can you tell me what is Rufi?
Yes, sir.
What is group? When you say group means what exactly? Yeah, tell me. Come on,
Sir, it
fast.
is a collection of users,
Yes.
device,
No,
or
collection of
services.
users.
Only users,
Collection of
sir.
users. Yes. Normally group, when you say group means it's a collection of users. Uh, Minal, can I ask you why do we need so many groups? What is the necessity of making a group? Minal, can you hear me, Minal?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Sir, we need to make certain groups so that
Hmm.
we can divide what kind of roles needs to be given to which user, and department wise or authority wise, who will have which kind of accesses. That's why we make groups, sir.
Oh, when you have a group, what happens is instead of giving permission to a single user, we give it to the group. So single user को देने के बजाय when you give to the group is a collection of user, right? तो सभी को परमिशन मिल जाएगी ना, that is the whole idea. Getting?
So, sir, the users are divided into groups, and then the permission is given to the group, and that permission is granted to all the users.
हाँ, user group is a collection of users. So if you, when you give permission to group, तो क्या होता है, सभी users जितने भी users है ना group में सबको मिल जाती है permission. ये इसमें फायदा है. Understood?
Yes. It is time saving also.
Yeah, that is a thumb rule of administration. कि हमेशा permission group को दी जाती है, user को नहीं avoid करना है आपको. Clear?
But sir, if somebody demands that they need permission for two groups, like one user needs to be a part of group A as well as group B and have the permissions or have the
हाँ दे सकते
access.
हैं ना. We can make a user member of more than one group because that user may have more than one requirement, right?
Yes.
So that is possible. Okay, so you group the users and then you assign the roles to the groups. That is how it works, right? So now just you guys read this built-in groups, built-in roles. Then we'll discuss. Just I'll be back in a minute. In the meantime, just read about this built-in role. So we'll discuss about that. Come on, fast. Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir.
हाँ चलो बोलो. What are the built-in roles? What are the types of roles? First of all, you tell me what are the types of roles in Azure? What are
Sir,
the types of roles? That is the first
see,
question I want to ask you.
so
Hmm.
the types of roles are in Azure are owner, contributor.
No, 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 no. I asked you types of roles in Azure. Types of roles. Types of roles.
Okay, types.
Rayan, Rayan, can you tell me what are the types of roles in Azure?
Administrator.
No. Rufi?
It's custom roles,
No.
built-in roles.
No. There are two types of roles. What are the two types of roles? Two types of roles are there. What are those two types of roles?
Sir, Azure Resource and Azure AD.
Uh, one role caters to the Azure resources. That is called just Azure roles. Another caters to the Azure AD. It's called Azure AD roles. Okay, that is the right answer. So we have two types of roles. One is just Azure roles, another is Azure AD roles. So Azure AD, roles is for the resources. If you want to give permissions to the resources, so resources like virtual machines, databases, storage, then you will use the Azure roles. And Azure AD roles we'll use for application access control, then other AD related tasks. So for that we have Azure AD roles. Okay, management related tasks basically. So Azure AD roles are for management related tasks. Clear?
Yes.
So this is how it works. Then we have what? So when we talk about the Azure roles, so what are the built-in roles for Azure roles? What are the built-in roles for Azure roles?
Sir, the owner, contributor,
Owner role, contributor role, then
reader,
reader role and
user access administrator.
correct. User access administrator. Very correct. So these are the built-in roles. Okay,
Yes, sir.
clear now? This is the built-in roles for Azure roles. But now we also have to see Azure AD roles. वो भी roles दिखना है ना, so वो खाली बचा है Azure AD roles. So only little portion is left in the theory. I can say 4-5 slides is left. So we are through that. So next time we look forward to create a Azure account and we start doing the practicals. So we already covered the main topics Azure AD and the storage and subnetting. ये मेन टॉपिक्स है, तो इससे हमारा एक्सरसाइज शुरू हो जाएगा. ठीक है, we can start
Yes,
building the so I want you to revise subnettings. Subnetting आप revise करो सब लोग. वो सब
sir,
जो भी अभी
I
तक
could
सिखा है
not
ना वो सब.
find.
हम्म?
Sir, I could not find those new videos that you have uploaded. I can only find 5 videos of Azure 104.
नहीं मैंने डाउनलोड करके रखा है. एक्चुअली आई वाज लिटिल ऑक्यूपाइड बट टुडे आई थिंक आई विल अपलोड इट. आज हो जाएगा सब अपलोड.
So there will be 6 more videos, sir, for you to upload. 5 from previous class and this one including.
अच्छा करता हूँ ना मैडम, करता हूँ.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
ठीक है.
Yes,
So
sir.
thanks guys for connecting. I will see you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Yes,
Okay.